Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps that people like to listen to? And how do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is so very easy and simple. It is Anchor, y'all. It's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% and ridiculously easy to use. Most of all, it is free. And now, y'all, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad here. I use Anchor for my radio broadcast as another branch to advertise and promote my episodes of my show that stems right from YouTube. And what I like about Anchor is that it distributes all to many platforms, as well as it has an in-depth statistics to where you can see how your podcast is doing. That's cool, right? I love it. So if you always wanted to start your podcast and make money doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters who are already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. My name is Red, and I'm the host of the RH3 Show. I cannot wait to hear your podcast. Radio family, what's going on? Listen, I had to stop in just for a brief second. Y'all, today's broadcast is going to be a best of. Just let y'all know that. I had to briefly come on air before the show start and say I love you all for real. And hey, we're gonna get it started with a brand new broadcast on tomorrow. So just bear with me. I'll be back with you all on tomorrow. Just wanted to take a little time off on today and just rock it out and just chill and get my mind and my thoughts all back together. But hey, plus I needed to I when my body tell me I needed to rest, oh, you need to rest. And so, I'll talk to y'all about that on tomorrow, okay? And, we'll get things started with an all new broadcast for October and, all new broadcast, hey, rocking it out like we did on this month or whatever. We did good for September and we did good for the start of the 5th season. And I love you all for real. Hope y'all know that when I say that. Hope y'all really do know that. And, I had a great day on yesterday. Didn't much happen, but I just, by the end of the night, I'll tell y'all this much, by the end of the night, I just felt that I needed to rest longer than what I usually, do. And so that pulled in my time for prepping for radio, and that pulled in my time for everything else. And so it's now, broadcast time, and we're live, and I just wanted to pull a already old broadcast that y'all already listened to, and hey, matter of fact, no, we're not gonna even do that. I'm gonna pull an old broadcast that y'all haven't heard. So stay here. Don't go nowhere, alright? This is one from an old season. Do not touch your dial, alright? Do not touch your dial. Listen and just converse with me. We'll talk about it on tomorrow. I know that I love you for real. And always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and to love God, love yourself, and love other people beyond words. I will talk to you all on tomorrow. Let's roll it. It's an encore presentation of the RH3 show, so grab your snack, sit back, relax, and relieve your mind, and enjoy today's broadcast.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
I know I gotta raise them down, cause they call me to switch. Go ahead, cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, come on and praise the Lord. Come on and give it praise the Lord, he calls me to
switch. My old status that's from sinner to saint. As winners we can't live by the pictures they paint, because they know they own the inner restraint. So we must live out our lives with a sense of restraint.
So it's hot out here, but I don't mind though. It's bad to be free.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of the RH3 show. Thank you so much for tuning into today's broadcast, you guys. Today is a great day. You guys, today is a great day. On the show, we're going to be talking about men in waiting. Men in waiting. And, you know, it is today's society is not really common for men to be in waiting. And you know, it's biblical for us to be in waiting. I mean, it really is. And whenever I mean by waiting, you know what? I'm not going to get into it. But what we're going to discuss today is men in waiting. And, you know, basically I'm talking to the single brothers here. I'm talking to the single brothers. So, you know, you got some interesting pointers and interesting, you know, things here to discuss. And some of it's coming off the top of my head and out of my heart and out of my spirit that, you know, the Lord gave me to talk on. And some of them are actually notes from a sermon that I saw over this past weekend. So don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. It is the RH3 show. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Reddy. You are listening to the RH3 show, right?
Lord, please take me. Lord, please save me. Only you can change me. So I'm at your feet today. In your arms I'll stay. I'll cast the world away. Need to hear what you say. So I fall at your feet, God. I'm supposed to have a smile, even when the storm is bad, when the rain is falling heavy. I'm supposed to lift my head. I'm the hero of my family. I'm supposed to stand tall. 'Cause come sunset, it's your name I call. So I fall at your feet, God. Lord, please take me, yeah. Lord, please save me. Won't you save me? Only you can change me. Only you can change me. So I fall at your feet today. In your arms I'll stay. I'll cast the world away, just to hear what you say. So I fall at your feet, God, my Savior. I fall at your feet,
Want a free subscription to be a part of our live listening audience? Download one of the major podcast platforms: Google Podcasts, Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, and more. And search The RH3 Show and subscribe. You will get all new content as well as access to previously aired broadcasts to listen to, download, and to share to your contacts. We'd love for you to be a part of our family. Subscribe today.
The RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit therh3show.com.
They gave it a switch. Our lives were in darkness. They came with a switch. So we don't walk like we used to. Talk like we used to. Call us with honor and he'll do it for you too. Yeah. And you gotta praise him now. Praise him because he called me to it.
You guys, we are back. I hope y'all have been doing well on this Tuesday. It has been a messy week so far, Monday and today here in the Carolinas. You guys, it's just been raining. And then it rained a couple times over the weekend. Yeah, a couple times over the weekend. And it's just been messy. But it is a great day today. Here at WIM W Pop Radio. You guys, on last week we talked about, what did we discuss? We discussed 7 ways to know that you're in a relationship with a godly man and a godly woman. And one day we're going to revisit that and get some feedback. And again, speaking of feedback, hit me up at askrh3@gmail.com if you have any questions, if you have any snafus, if you have any things you want me to answer, or any problems that you're having, just hit me up and I'll be sure to talk to you about those. So get into it with me and hit me up and we'll go from there. But yeah, I hope you all have been doing well. I've been doing great on this show. Like I said in the first segment, we have a great lineup. We're going to talk about men in waiting. And fellas, it is okay to wait. I didn't say who you waiting on. I just said it's okay to wait. It's okay to wait. And when you wait, meaning there's a process while you're waiting. It is okay to wait on God to give you that sound, okay, that strict, and know the strict assurance that the woman that you're looking at, or the woman you're dating, or the woman he placed in front of you is the one for you. And there, like I said, there are things to do while you wait. And we'll be talking about the rest of that. And we also going to get some inside scoop with Red, where I give you my unscripted opinion on today's world and entertainment news. So yeah, we got a lot going on, and this, like I said, it's great things that's happening. I just been, myself personally, been so busy this weekend, and it's just been a lot going on. So yeah, it's we've been doing good. We've been doing good, and I've been doing good, and hey. But again, if you like to sponsor the RH3 show, or showcase your business, or if you like to hit me up at rh3show@gmail.com. And those who want to send in your questions or whatever, don't get those emails confused on which ones you're sending it to. So if you want to send in your emails to for me to give you any advice or whatever, you can send them to askrh3@gmail.com .com, or any other general questions. You can send them to rh3show@gmail.com. You guys, I thank y'all so much for sticking with me. Here is my boy Jordan. What's Jordan's last name? Armstrong. You should know that. I'll be right back.
You should know that. You should know that. I want you to know that. I want you to know that.
Yeah. I'ma say it like this. Everybody ain't rich, and everybody ain't for ya. They love to hate on you, cause they can't do it like this. So fresh, take a picture in the mirror. And my team be the rich. You gon' know it when you hear it. Oh, my desire is to please ya, to be more and more like you daily. Each and every day, help me love the hate away. Cause my desire is to please ya. And you should know that. You should know that. That's just the way I live my life. That's the way I live my life. You should know that. I just gotta show the world that I'm blessed to live this life. You should know that. You should know. You should know. You should know that. I want you to know that. You should know. You should know that. Yeah. They can't do it like this. I live a life with no limits. I ain't gotta use the black card, cause I get it unlimited. I rip it harder, dirt, you know I do. Best believe I don't play. I'm from another planet, Pluto. While everybody's shooting threes, I'm falling, and I'm flooring while they snort. They can try, but they can't ignore. Living life by the sword, tough life for. Knock on wood, I know you bored. Living life like that, each and every day. Wouldn't have it any other way. I don't care the time or the place. I'ma lift my hands anyway. My desire is to please. My desire is to be more and more like you daily. Oh yeah. Each and every day, help me love the hate away. My desire is to please ya. And you should know that. You should know that. Oh, it's just the way I live my life, yeah. My life. You should know that. I just gotta show the world that I'm blessed to live this life. You should know that. You should know. You should know. You should know that. I want you to know that. You should know. You should know that. Yeah. I want you to know that. Yeah. You should know that. That's just the way I live my life. That's the way I live my life. You should know that. I just gotta show the world that I'm blessed to live this life. You should know that. You should know. You should know. You should know that. I want you to know that. You should know. You should know that. Yeah.
I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Want to know what's happening in the news regarding the music industry, TV, movies, sports, and politics? Well, it's time for the Inside Scoop of the Red. Yes, it is time for the Inside Scoop of the Red, where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on today's world and entertainment news. You guys, I know you're not in North Carolina, but part of this is a nationwide news. But do y'all remember, I think it was early January, Let me make sure. Early. Let's see. I want to make sure and see. It was early January. I think early January. Early this year. Early this year. Early this year, a Charlotte woman who won millions off the Powerball. I think she was one of the 3 that won. But anyway, her name was Marie Holmes. And I think I talked about this a while back. But do y'all know that this lady jailed? I mean, she bonded out her boyfriend 3 times. 3 times. And I don't know. I think the first time was $6 million. No, the first time was let's see. I know they were in the first time. I think that was like 500 something thousand almost. It was up there. And then the other 2 times was like a $6 million bond, and this last one was a $3 million bond. This girl bailed him out each time. I'm going to read the news article according to ABC11.com, and it says, Brunswick County, North Carolina, the man engaged to Charlotte woman who won millions in the Powerball was back in jail this morning for the 3rd time. This was dated October the 20th, 2015 on a Tuesday. He was jailed this morning for the 3rd time in less than a year. Lamar Andre McDowell, a.k.a. Hot Sauce, was booked in jail this morning under a charge of possession of firearms by a felon. A Brunswick County Sheriff's Office spokeswoman says McDowell turned himself in after being indicted on the charge and was being processed out of jail. A short time later, McDowell was originally arrested last November on heroin charges and held under a $3 million bond. Prosecutors says Marie Holmes bonded him out in March, just weeks after her lottery win. The gun charges stems from McDowell's July arrest for violating the curfew terms of his March release. When deputies picked him up at the home he and Holmes shared, they said they smelled marijuana and charged McDowell after they found a pot and a gun they said belonged to him. Holmes and several other people in the house at the time were also cited. Somebody really need to get a hold to this young lady and tell her what are you doing? I mean, honey, out of so many chances and so many odds of winning all of this money, you're gonna go and do some foolishness like this. I mean, really, I wish you guys can see it, and I don't even have my YouTube camera out, but I will edit this to be shown on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/iRepaSavior. But, I mean, it's very, very, very sad for this young lady to be going through, mess like this. I mean, and for them to continue to, for her to continue to even, lady, if you want to give money away, I mean, look, if anybody know Marie Holmes, please let her know I am a candidate to be foolish and a candidate to be a person to get her money. I mean, I'm not gonna, if she want to give it out, look, I don't want to be a candidate for you to give it to somebody. If you're giving out free money, give it to me. I can, and if you give it to me, I tell everybody, hey, Marie Holmes gave me this money, you guys. I'm using it for the betterment of myself, the betterment of the community, the betterment of everybody. And yes, that senior home over there is going to be in the name of Marie Holmes. That playground over there is going to be in the name of Marie Holmes. That shelter is, I help you distribute it as long as I get my cut. If you Marie, I help you out. Since obviously your family is not doing it great, I don't know what they're doing, because they might be telling her, oh, Marie, you can't do this. Oh, Marie, this don't look right. Or, oh, Marie, how crazy can you be? Come on, Marie. Man, she just giving dough here. Dough here, dough here, dough here, dough here. She's just throwing money out to back into the state. And they just letting her do it. They just letting her do it. It is crazy, you guys. It is ridiculously crazy. Next, y'all hear me talk about this from time to time, but women cry foul as Glamour magazine names Bruce Jenner as Woman of the Year. And again, there's a disclaimer has been, we'll say at the beginning of everybody's broadcast, I hope, but I know it's aired before mine, and it is what it is. But because our opinions are solely the opinions of each broadcaster, and this is my opinion, and I'll go on the record of saying this is my opinion. I don't want to offend nobody. Lord knows that is not my platform. But his mama called him Bruce. I'm gonna call him Bruce. And what I'm doing is, and people may say, well, you hate it, no, and you a homophobe. No, phobia means you're scared of something. So I'm not scared of none of that. No. My nephew, he's that way. He already know what the deal is. He already know our beliefs. Do we continue to show love to him? Yes, we do. And, he say he respect us for that. But he also know, and he told, his parents that, he know he doing is wrong. And hey, but yes, he's in full garb, you guys, in full garb, clothing and makeup and hair, all that. But anyway, back to Bruce. But the politically correct, and this is all according to BreitBart.com. But the politically correct Glamour magazine has reportedly waived the one defining requirement of the candidates for its Woman of the Year honor, a double X chromosome, in referring the title for 2015 on crossdresser Bruce Jenner, a move many women are finding insulting. The magazine is expected to formally announce its choice for Jenner as Woman of the Year, along with Reese Witherspoon, which was last week, November the 3rd, which was last Tuesday, I believe. I believe it was last Tuesday. But criticism are already piling up from women who find the choice of Jenner to be demeaning and are falling into two main camps. First, out of all the real women in the world, could Glamour not find one worthy title of the Woman of the Year without needing to fish the male pool of boys dressing as girls? Second, what in the world has Jenner done in the past year other than get a makeover that qualify him as a model for achieving women around the world? And what was the last okay, that's all I'm reading from that article. But I really and truly agree. Even when Bruce, he got that award from the ESPYs award for Athlete of the Year. I think the Arthur Ashe Athlete of the Year award. You guys, society is really something else. And in today's society, it you know, I'm not going to talk about the country that I live in, because we need, for things to go right, it needs to turn back to God. This country needs to turn back to God. It needs to turn back to God. And stuff like this, it you can tell the world is coming back to, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end, and it's I don't know, it's sad. It's sad. And one of our last reports for this Inside Scoop with Red, again, where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on today's world and entertainment news. A few weeks ago, I think it was last week or a week before, if I'm not mistaken, but matter of fact, again, it was on last. I got a few articles pulled up from this type of matter, but Halle Berry and her current estranged husband, Olivier Martinez, have split and in the process of getting a divorce. You guys, David Justice and Eric Benet ripped and tore her to shreds on Twitter regarding their marriage. And this is just all media, not really media talk, but all of this is in the news, and they came out, and this is not speculations. This was words coming from them, and I'm gonna give you the reasoning behind why I am giving you all this story, this news line here. But according to their Twitter accounts, I can't even hardly read this, but David Justice, he came out and was saying that hold on. Okay, I'm going to just read this article from Stardom101mag.net. It says, whoa, David Justice and Eric Benet formed an unlikely fraternity on Twitter last night, which was Monday the 2nd. And when Justice took to social media to blast his ex-wife, Halle Berry, to blast, he came out to blast her. And it all started when Justice decided it was time to share his side of the story when it come to rumors that he abused Halle Berry during their 5-year marriage. He goes to say, Halle never said I hit her, Justice tweeted. Going on a not so subtle implied that the abusive ex was Wesley Snipes, but we're not going to get into all of that. But he then goes on to talk about Halle's relationship with her estranged husband, Olivier Martinez, and also if you don't know, Halle and Olivia has a son named Mateo together. And, her other baby's father, Gabriel Aubrey, have been battling custody, I think they have come to, the case has been settled, and I don't know what's what or what he have to pay her, whatever. But, David Justice go on to say, yep, me, Eric, Gabriel, and Olivier were all her knight in shining armor until it ends, Justice tweeted. Then we all become the worst guys in history. Just wait, Olivier is coming. She insinuated that her daughter wasn't safe around Gabriel. Look it up and see the reasons just wrong. You guys. And then Eric goes on to piggyback on what David Justice was saying, and he goes, my man David Justice is tweeting some truth this morning, you guys. And I'm not gonna go into this part, but Sunday night on Watch What Happened Live on Bravo, Halle Berry was not Halle, but Vivica A. Fox was on there, and she did the opposite. She did the same thing regarding 50, Cent or whatever. But you guys, my thing is, ain't no good going to come to anybody for throwing dirt on their ex's name. You don't do dirt for dirt. You don't do tick for tack. And it also, women may do it. But fellas, don't stoop and don't be so low to even do that yourself. Don't do that. Her name was just everywhere. I mean, and that's why, with me, even in my past relationships and what I've talked about here on the RH3 show, I treaded lightly on discussing the topics. And even with my last, broadcast, when I said, whatever I was faulting in, because of the relationship ending, maybe it was something that I didn't see, and whatever. So I didn't really fault her or whatever. But what I'm saying is, men, it does not look good, and it does not look good that we are taking to social media, we taking to our fellas, and telling about the dirt that our ex has done, or just throwing her name. It'll look totally bad on my ex. It'll look totally bad on us if me and my ex's, both of her children's father, as well as her boyfriends after me, we all get together and down her. It's not a good look, fellas. It's not a good look, and of course, you can expect that from not so saved men. You can even expect that from men that are saved, because you never know. You may think they're saved or whatever, but you never know what goes behind closed doors. You never know. So it's sad. It is sad. It is sad. And I kind of felt bad for her, because hey, but then again, that's Hollywood, that's the entertainment industry. Let them have it, let them do whatever. But dudes and fellas, it's not a good look. And it's not a good look for women to do it either. I mean, but I'm speaking from a male's point of view and a male's perspective. It's not a good look on either one of us. With that being said, I am about to break, and I'll be right back with today's Real Talk with Red discussion, men in waiting. And it's a great segue into what I've, this last topic. Alright, I'll be back in a few. We winding down to 20 minutes left of the broadcast, so let's get into it. I have a letter that come from boundless.org, and it is an advice page. And as I was studying this topic, I came across this question about men waiting. And let's read. It says, I am a 20-year-old guy. I recently graduated from college. I work a full-time job and I desire to be married. I've had 2 previous marriage-minded relationships, each during college lasting about 4 to 5 months, and both I would consider successful, in quotes, albeit resolving a decision to break off the courtship. The most recent ended 3 months ago. While I certainly have much to learn, mentors and counselors whom I trust, including my parents, have affirmed that they believe I'm in my position in my life and mature to pursue marriage. That said, I'm receiving quite different counsel on how to go by it. Some counselors say since that it's a guy's responsibility to find, in quote, a wife and pursue, I should be proactive to the point of actively following up with any attractive young woman that is a Christian and shares some common interest. On the other hand, others telling me that I need to be wary of making marriage an idol or trying to force it to happen, and that I need to be patient and wait on God. That that it may be too early since my last breakup, that I should let friendships develop naturally and see who God puts in my path. The first feels like I would be pursuing marriage like I would look for employment and treat it finding dates like job interviews. The second feels like I'm sitting on my hands. Where is the balance between a guy's responsibility to find and pursue and the concept of waiting on God is as a content single? Boundless has written a lot of women's responsibility to trust and wait on God. How does waiting on God apply to men? And that brings me to the topic of today's Real Talk with Red discussion, which is entitled Men in Waiting. And I did a lot of studying over the weekend and come across somebody had inboxed me on Facebook. A friend of mine had inboxed me this video regarding Dr. Tony Evans, and the title of his message and his sermon was I believe it was entitled let me see if I can find it. Let's see. The name of this topic was Fasting for Singles, I believe, and you can locate it on YouTube, as well as you can go to my website at insidemrrh3.weebly.com and click on my name and then click on my blog post, and I posted it there. But it was talking about what you should do if you're serious about finding, it wasn't fasting for singles. Thank you, Holy Ghost. It was fasting for mates. And, it was basically, talking to the singles about what they, should do in pursuit of finding a mate. And more so, men, he used this subject, the scriptures reference Genesis 24, and I'm gonna go through that real quick. Genesis 24, and I'm gonna read almost to the bottom, and it's basically talking about a bride for Isaac. Now Abraham was old and well advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. Verse 2: So Abraham said to the oldest servant of his house, who ruled over all that, he said, "Please put your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you will not take a wife for my son from the daughters of Canaanites among whom I dwell, but you shall go to my country, to my family, and take a wife for my son Isaac." Then the servant, verse 5, then the servant said unto him, "Perhaps the women will not be willing to follow me to this land. Must I take your son back to the land from which you came?" Verse 6, but Abraham said, "Beware that you do not take my son back there." I love it. Beware. he said in layman's term, like I just said, don't you take my son back there. But he said, beware that you do not take my son back there. And the Lord God of heaven and took me from my father's house and from the land of my family, whom spoke to me and swore to me, saying, to your descendants I give this land. He will send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife for my son. And there, and from there, and in verse 8 it says, and if the woman is not willing to follow you, then you will be released from this oath, not only to take my son back, not only do not take my son there. And number 9, verse 9 says, so the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. That was verse 8. Let me read on to verse 9. I'm in the MSG version, so let's go to verse 9 in the New King James as I was reading. And verse 9 reads, so the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, and his master swore to him concerning this matter. Verse 10, the servant took the 10 of his master's camels and departed for all his master's good, and were in the land, and he rose and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nor. And verse 11, and he made his camels kneel down outside the city by a well of water at the evening time, the time when the women go out to draw water. Then he said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, please give me success this day, and show kindness to my master Abraham. Behold, here I stand by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. Now let it be that the young woman to whom I say, please draw your pitcher that I may drink. And she says, drink, and I will also give your camels a drink. Let her be the one you have appointed for your servant Isaac. And by this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master. Now, that pay attention to that, you guys. Pay attention to that. Verse 15, it says, and it happened before he had finished speaking, behold, Rebekah, who was born of Bethuel, son of Milcah, and the wife of Nor, Abraham's brother, came out with the pitcher on her shoulder. Now the woman was very beautiful to the eye of the beholder, a virgin, no man had known her. And she went down to the well, filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, please let me drink a little water from your pitcher. So she said, drink, my lord. This was, who is saying this? I'm assuming this is coming from let's see. This is the servant. This is the servant, and this is the servant, speaking, for Isaac, speaking, he said that, let this whoever come, and I say, let me get some water, and he said, not only give him water, give the camel water. So, that's the servant. So let me go back to verse 15. And it happened before he had finished speaking that, behold, Rebekah, who was born of Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nor, Abraham's brother, came out with her pitcher on her shoulder. Now the young woman was very beautiful to behold, a virgin, no man had known her. And she went down to the well, filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me drink a little water from your pitcher. So she said, drink, my lord. Then she quickly let her pitcher down to her hand and gave him a drink. And when she finished by giving him a drink, she said, I will draw water for your camels also, until they have finished drinking. Then she quickly emptied her pitcher into the trough, ran back to the well to draw water, and drew for all the camels. And then the men, wondering at her, remained silent, so as to know whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. So it was, when the camels had finished drinking, the man took a golden nose ring weighing half a shekel, 2 bracelets for her wrist weighing 10 shekels of gold, and said, "Whose daughter are you? Tell me, please, is there room for your father's house for us to lodge?" Okay, so it goes on to, you can finish reading. But the focus point on that was what I was thinking was, the type of woman Rebecca was. You know, she not only she took care of him, but she took care of his property. Bad lady. A bad lady. But, you know, men, I mean, he prayed, you know, the servant made a request known to God, and God answered that prayer even before he, you know, got it out, finished it out of his mouth. So what I'm saying is, men in waiting, what you have to do is, in order to receive from God, pray and fast. As Tony Evans said, men, if you want to get to God, as you fast and pray, tell God what he's going to get out of it. And you know, and when single, why narrow the field? Why narrow the field? Because if you want God involved, you must meet his criteria, and his criteria could be anything, you know, that you're praying and, you know, for, and what the word of God said. Main thing, what one of his criteria is you can be unequally yoked, in reference to 2 Corinthians 6:14-16. And men, again, if you want God to be involved during your fast, you got to get on your knees and tell God what you that you will not get into an unhealthy relationship. You will not be unequally yoked. You will not fornicate. You will not do any of that. So you have to wait on God. So back to that letter, what the dude was saying, you know, pursue or wait on God. Continue to pursue, but also pray and fast as you waiting on God. God is not going to actually throw her in your lap, but you have to work too. And that's what I'm finding out for myself on this week, is that, you know, I'm positioning myself, and I even said that before. I'm positioning myself. Women is positioning themselves to be found. Men, you got to position yourself to look, and the God to pinpoint her. But to be stronger, and to you know, to have a strong spirit and a strong discernment of who she is, you have to fast and pray and find out, you know, what God says about her, and God will strategically placed her, you know, to her, whether it could be somebody that you already know. You don't have to actually go out and interview process, as this question, you know, stating, but, you know, fast and pray, 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 and it is okay to do that, and it is okay to, you know, seek God and continue to find and you know, say, God, okay, lay out what you were asking and requesting for God, and say, okay, God, out of this, if you do this, out of this relationship, we're going to honor you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I'm going to do this as the head of the house. Y'all just don't know what God can do unless you seek him and fast and pray. And fasting and praying is very, very powerful. And men, you know, I heard someone, I don't know his exact name because I just stumbled upon it again over the weekend, an Instagram account, and he said, men, you just do not, kings, you don't know how powerful you are. Not every woman is worthy, and well, and I will say this, not each, and women, the same thing go for you. Not every man is worthy enough to bear your children, but also women, not men. Also, every woman that you see is not worthy enough to bear your seed. You know, it I can't, you know what? That's one thing I stand on, and look, it's okay to wait. It is okay to wait. And I will probably finish this on next Tuesday, because, you know, Thursday we're going to be talking about pain into power. But Hey, this is a great topic, and I'll probably finish it later on YouTube this evening. But know that I love you for real, you guys. Know that I love you for real. I'll be back to close out the show. All right? I'll see you in a few.
If I can be honest, sometimes it can be hard to pray. I've been there and I could feel your prayers. Thank you. This one's personal.
Have you ever needed someone to pray for you? Have you ever needed someone
when you were going through
to encourage you? Have you ever needed someone
just to be there?
to stand with you through the storm? Oh, I've been there.
And you prayed for me. And it was those prayers God knows how to send someone at just the right time to encourage you. I would have let go, but you prayed for me. And maybe you're going through something right now. Well, I want you to know that I'm praying for you. You're my brother. You're my sister. I won't talk about you. Because everyone gets a turn. We all go through. Because I've been there. I was laying in the floor with tears on my face. I didn't see a reason to go on. But God heard you when you prayed for me. Remember as a boy walking in on my grandmother, and she'd be on her knees interceding for her family. Now she's no longer here, but because prayers don't expire, I believe some of those same prayers are carrying me through the day. If you're grateful that somebody prayed for you, listen.
Thank you for praying for me.
Sing the Chandra.
Thank you for covering me. Thank you for loving me.
Myself. I was unlovable. Be grateful that somebody prayed for you and didn't pray on you.
I just want to say
you didn't even love yourself, but Mama was praying for you. Show my gratitude. You ain't a long place, but it was the prayers of the righteous that said, come on, God wasn't through with you. Somebody prayed you back to life. Oh, thank you. Yeah. You got back up again. Yes, I did. Maybe it was a
thank y'all for joining me, you guys. It is the end of this broadcast, and it is our time to roll up out of here. You don't have to get out this car, but you're going to have to go somewhere because I'm about to be up out of here. I'll talk to y'all on Thursday right here, same time, same place with the RH3 Show with your boy Red. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see y'all on Thursday. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Praise because he set me free. Christ said he paid free fee at Calvary. So I'm gonna dance and there's no stopping me. Don't ever change cause I got victory. So go ahead and praise him cause he's been so good. Give him all the glory like you know you should. Don't worry about them haters, they can't stop you if they could. So go ahead, get crazy, praise him like you. I know I gotta praise him now, praise him cause he called me to switch. Go ahead, cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, praise the Lord. I wanna give him praise him cause he called me to switch. I know I gotta praise him now, praise him cause he called me to switch. Go ahead, cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord.